So moving on from our previous tutorials, we're going to now move over to Amazon Web Services. Okay, so Amazon is one of the largest services on the planet, and it provides media services as well that nearly all the top media streaming services use, like Netflix, Amazon Prime, etc. Okay, so we see it makes sense to actually use AWS to stream your media. Now I'm just going to dive in, okay, and you can follow these tutorials. You can skip these tutorials if you're not going to be wanting to use in Amazon Web Services. Okay, so but over in the AWS section of S3 Bubble, you can see we have secure identity and compliance and IAM connection. Okay, so what this is, currently S3 Bubble has no way to connect to an AWS account. Okay, and we're not setting up an AWS account for you. You go ahead and set up your own AWS account, and we just connect to it. Okay, and you connect to it with keys. Okay, so this will make sense now. So I've gone ahead and I've bought and set up an AWS account. Okay, and this is my account here. Now under my account, you can either search for it, or you'll have a thing called IAM, which stands for Identity and Access Management. So this is just a place in AWS where you can set up keys for a service to talk to your AWS account. Okay, so think about it as like a username and a password, where you're allowing a service like S3 Bubble to utilize services in your account for you, okay, on your behalf. Okay, so to do this, you set up policies, and what we'll do is we'll create a new policy for S3 Bubble, and we'll be using JSON. Okay, so you're probably wondering what to paste in here. If you just head back over to S3 Bubble, scroll down, it shows you a JSON statement here, and this is the services that you're giving access, S3 Bubble access to run, okay, on your behalf. So head back over to service, Amazon Web Services, and paste in the JSON, okay, and you can remove or add any services that you want. Okay, so if you're not going to be doing live streaming, you can remove live streaming. Media convert is to convert your videos to HLS, and the S3 stuff is to like list. S3 service, is where you store your files, okay, and you serve them via CloudFront. Okay, and media tailors like an ad service, media packages to do with live streaming, and the put parameters to do with live streaming. Okay, so we could simply remove all of this if we're not going to be doing live streaming. We're going to keep all the S3 and CloudFront stuff, and we're going to be doing media conversion. Okay, so let's review the policy, and we'll call this S3 Bubble. We'll put connection to S3 Bubble services. Okay, so we're creating a connection to S3 Bubble services, and we'll create a policy. Okay, now the reason you use policies is because you restrict access. You don't want to give S3 Bubble access to your whole Amazon account, because we simply do not need it. We only need access to the services that we require to set up a media streaming service. Okay, so if we create a user, add a user, and we'll call this S3 Bubble. You can obviously call this whatever you want. Programmatic access, and what we do is we attach the policy that we just created. Okay, so you can just search for it, S3 Bubble. Next, add tags. We're not going to be doing tags, and now we'll create the user. Okay, now important thing here, you should never show anyone your keys. These are the keys that you use. So if someone has access to these keys, you're pretty much giving them a username and password to access all the services that we listed in the policy. Okay, so keep your keys secure. Okay, this key does show in some of the S3 requests, so it's not that necessary, but you should obviously still keep it secure, but never show anyone your secret key. Okay, important to keep these secure. So I'm going to paste these into the S3 Bubble service now. Okay, so I've pasted the keys into the S3 Bubble service, and now what we can do is we can go ahead and click submit. Okay, so I've now got a successful connection to Amazon Web Services. So S3 Bubble can now run services in Amazon on your behalf. Okay, so now if you go over to AWS and you go over to storage, what you can see is we've got a couple of buckets here in our Amazon account already, and if we go ahead and look at CloudFront, you can see that we haven't got any CloudFront distribution, so we've got pretty much a blank Amazon account. So that's just how to connect to Amazon Web Services, and we'll be touching a lot more on Amazon Web Services in future tutorials.